Hello, this is Extra Guards X playing a $1 sit and go. This is my third game of this challenge. Um, Basically, let's see here. Let me get XSplit working the right way. See if I could do that if I'm capable of such a thing. Hey, there we go. All right, we'll start it. Jack 10. This is my first real attempt. Holy shit balls. I'm going to imagine that these guys are loose passive or loose aggressive and let him have that one. Even if I pull... Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm definitely out. That sucks. Oh, that definitely sucks. Well, not so much. I mean, if one of them has a flush, it's something I could do unless I pull another Jack or 10. But, because I'm definitely not pulling a straight to beat a flush, because it won't beat a flush. It's magic. So yeah. So let's see. If one of them has the higher 10, we're screwed either way. So it doesn't matter. Oh, yep. Nope. I would have had it, but that was still a bad spot, especially for a first hand. So now let me go ahead and throw this on. See if it works correctly with the streaming software. Ba-bam! It does work. Ta-da! I'm using a HUD for not the very first time. I've been using one for the last week, just getting used to it and learning to trust the stats. I'm on the button, and no one's raised. So, again, imagining most people here are loosey-goosey. I'm going to call instead of raise, especially at a $1 sit and go, the lowest sit and go you could play, aside from a free roll. And yeah, my biggest weakness has been seeing the stats, seeing exactly how these people play. So I am going to raise it and see if people get out. Seeing how people do play. If somebody has a flush draw, they're going to call. Maybe I'm in a tight game. Most of the time it's, either... It really does seem like it's one way or the other completely. Oh, and there's my straight. So I'm not going to... I'm going to do a small bet into this. And if somebody raises me, I'm actually going to call because I'll probably have the odds. And if I have the odds, it's because I'm hoping a flush doesn't come out. I mean, it's just our aces against each other. We're probably going to, split the two. It'd be funny if you had a 9. I wouldn't mind that either, but, there's already a 270 in there. Ah, shit. And there's somebody's full house. So, fudge my butt. It's a nice big pot. I might have to fold this. I'm going to call it. It's pot odds. He probably knows that we're splitting this pot. Yeah. He knew. Whew. I mean, he would have... he wouldn't have raised. Well, he might have, but I was guessing he was going to raise that one before. So anyway, back to the stream, the name of this stream, and hopefully the audio is good on this. Ta-da, turducken. Anyway, so what I'm doing, this is the third game that I've played since starting this challenge. I started a blog. It's at poker.alexgopian.com. Alex Gopian being ALEXGOPOIAN. And the reason why I started a blog is because after playing for probably about 2 months, maybe a little longer, of online poker again after being away from it for a very long time, I decided that I wanted to get back into it. And a very marginal showing without a HUD and with tilting a lot. But, I never went broke on this the first time I reloaded since my hiatus. Or loaded, I guess. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to get a HUD if I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to deposit some more, double my original deposit, and try the $5 games out. And the thing is that, you know what? I never really proved myself with or without a HUD in the $3 games. Because I originally had 110 in here. And I put 220, and then I very quickly lost all of it. Just tilting. My biggest weakness, as I wrote in my first blog post at poker.alexgopian.com, is that stats or not, I tend to challenge what I know I shouldn't do. I like to challenge the, like, oh yeah, even though this guy is a huge fish, even though I have 20, 30 hands on him and he's played 80% of hands. So, I mean, like, a stat of 80, regardless of how small your sample is, especially for a sit and go, pretty sure those are, despite people wanting thousands of hands before thinking they're accurate, pretty sure you can consider that to be pretty accurate in what type of player they are, even if it's just a matter of they're not as much of a fish as they're portraying themselves to be, with the variance of just a lot of lucky super loose hands. I don't know if, can you get lucky with loose hands? So that being the case, that being what happened, I said, all right, here's my last $5 buy-in. I'll be just under 110, and obviously I'll drop back down in stakes. I don't want to lose. I'm not going to put anything else in. I'm not going to do anything like that. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into a cash game, a real quick $10 buy-in, and place my. I'm either going to lose all of this, all of my buy-in, which what I did was I took the $100, or rather I took what I had. It was $1 or 108 and change, and $8.90. And I bought into a $10 game with $8.90. So I either said, I'm either going to make more than this $10, or make more than, $10, and then make a bet. I'll only bet with what's more than $10. And if I lose the hand, I fold and I get off the table and I have exactly what I originally started with. And not including what I lost in the second with my added bankroll, which didn't work out too well in my egotistical attempt to hit fives. So what happened there in that situation was it worked out. I bet $1.53. Didn't hit the flop, so I said screw it. And that was after, like, one person raised to 50, two people called 50 cents, and I was like, all right, 153. I don't care if it's whatever. I want to do this anyway. This is more so I could just start off with the 110, have $101 buy-ins, including rake. And yeah, from that point, I played a game. I thought my Hold'em manager and Bovada hand catcher were working correctly, and they were, because my HUD was working. But after my second game, I went back to look at the hand histories to see if I could actually create a YouTube video out of the key points of those two games that I recorded and took notes on. It didn't. The hand histories weren't there. It was a weird thing going on because I had purged the database in certain areas, and I thought, okay, new things are going into the database, but it didn't work correctly. So I think it's an issue between the hand catcher and that after purging it. Maybe something, I have no idea. I'm not going to even try to guess to understand. So that happened. I wanted to, do I want to set mine? There's way too many people behind me, but none of them show. One person shows pre-flop aggression. Bam, let's try it. So I said, all right, screw it. I just went, I played one game with the working HUD, or the second game, thinking that it was all good. Won that one after losing the first one last night, and came back here to the house because I'm playing remotely over TeamViewer on my phone at a coffee house. But she is great. My grandmother has a combination of most likely pneumonia plus her lung cancer, which she's trying to recover from in the first place. So that being the case, I was at the hospital the last 2 days, just chilling with her all day. She was going to take a nap, went to the coffee place for an hour or two, 2 hours. Did some. I normally work remotely on Fridays anyway, so I don't know if I'm really taking a PTO day or not because I did work throughout the day. A lot of stuff going on at work whenever I was needed, and I am, if nobody knows, I'm a IT admin. I'm a professional computer guy for a pretty big time sign company here in Connecticut. They have really big contracts, I guess, clients. So I handle a lot of different programs and projects with SignPro. Anyway, so that being the case, won the second one, wrote down my notes, went to go check them to see if I could go do this and hold them, and none of the hands were there. A hand from a cash game the night before, which I think is actually the cash game where I did that $10 $8.90 thing, and that didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. So I think what happened was it was resyncing an old hand history in the Hold'em Manager archives, and it was syncing that even though the other stuff was purged. So clean install of both. I was on the trial of the Bovada hand catcher, so actually I've only been using it for a week. I'm still on the trial for Hold'em Manager 2. I have a license for the original one, but I don't know if the other twos work, and there's no point in me going back like that. So, yeah, that sucks, because, I mean, I have the notes, and I'm going to write them in my next blog post. The name of the blog, aside from the URL being completely different, I might get the domain name, so don't try to steal it. It's called Float the Flop. It's probably already used. It definitely is probably already used, but maybe I'll find a way to finagle something similar. Maybe I'll change the name of the blog to match and whatever. So what I was doing before, I use a mobile app called Poker Agent, and it's amazingly great. I tried one before that a lot of people rated highly, but I found that there was a leak in the math work on the Bankroll side of things. Some people used it without adding Bankroll, but if you added Bankroll management to it, you added like a deposit, quote unquote, into this managing app, and you would go back and see that if it was like showing cents to the, I don't know, 20 decimals of a penny. It's like, well, how did that happen? Because the math started not adding up. So I was like, all right, I got to find something better. I'll get the full version, pro version of this other thing, and hope for the best. Wow, it feels like we're more than 7 hands in, and I guess that's what happens when you talk like over and over, like just nonstop. I haven't made a YouTube video in a long time. I used to do machinima videos for Machinima Respawn, Call of Duty, first-person shooters mostly, and then Machinima turned to shit. I mean, a great opportunity. I made some money doing something I loved. Got to experience that whole thing, but my life changed, and just a lot of things changed. I was doing that while I was in the Air Force as a cop. So, yeah, I want to get back into YouTube, Twitch. What else? Marianne is my fiance. We're gonna get married. Obviously, she's my fiance, and she likes to do Twitch, and not as much as we used to. We're currently living with her parents, looking for a house nearby here versus living with my parents, and it sucks. A lot of people live with their parents, especially with college and everything the way it is. And I got out under honorable conditions for asthma and some other stuff that happened due to a sleeping issue I had, which turned into an administrative issue, which I sort of got, railroaded, and a lot of people know that. But anyway, so I didn't have my GI Bill. I could still fight for it, but at this point, I'm not going to go waste taxpayer money. I mean, people could say that I earned it, but I'm not going to go waste more taxpayer money on top of the pension check I'm getting for a few more months, I think, to go get a bloated, unuseful education. When I taught myself IT, I can go do it. I can go get certified. That I'll pay for out of pocket. But yeah, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever. It's not worth the time. For some people it is, but for a lot of people it really shouldn't be. They really should be ashamed of wasting 4 years of relevant classes and all this other BS that they'll never remember for a job that probably doesn't exist, because they follow a passion instead of following an opportunity, as a great man once said the other day. what's his name? The guy from Dirty Jobs. He was on a PragerU video talking about that opportunity versus passion, and which one's it's more smart to follow. So anyway, I'm not really playing any hands. I am up. I was up to 1570, 1590, and just not getting any good cards in position, waiting for these stats to mean something more. I mean, we're still only on 9 hands. I'm talking like crazy. At this point, I'm not sure how long I've been recording for. Maybe, I can't tell from looking. It says I have 2 viewers. Hi, viewers. How are you doing? Hey, can you say hi in the chat? See if it works. Because again, I haven't been on this in a long time. So I'm looking at my dashboard, and yeah, I also want to see if the chat works and if the sound is good. Is the sound good? I haven't even tried it. The chat log on the left of this. See, I've been away from Twitch for so long that I wasn't around for all these cool Twitch streaming overlay, live overlays that incorporate everything. I got a nice flush draw here, but let's look. Let's take time and think about it. One guy's super aggressive, number 5, so he's probably going to bet 12, 120. Everybody, yeah, but yeah, it's going to suck. This guy's going to bet. I could try a blocking bet, but he'll just raise me. He's probably afraid of my flush either way. Even if he doesn't have a 10, he's probably going to bet. Yep. Oh, so, all right, he gave me the odds. What a donk. Hey, hello, that's some bad juju. How are you doing? I have this stream on a delay. It should be on a delay. If I got a spade here. Ugh. See, this is what happens in $1 games. You crazy people. Now, I would say I know a lot about poker. I don't retain it. My dyslexia sucks. And I go off on tangents and never come back to where I came from, thought-wise. But I understand concepts. So, I mean, I understand concepts and how they relate to each other. But in terms of not perfect math, because obviously you can't do perfect ICM calculations. All right, so I got an inside straight draw. No, I'm sorry, inside and a flush draw. This guy's still aggressive. He's going to watch him do a min or a double min bet. Oh, wow. He doesn't see it. He can't see my nice 2-gapper. 3-gapper? Yeah, 3-gapper. Oof, didn't make it. So I'm not even going to bother. They're both very fishy. That stinks. But hey, at least I didn't waste money on a draw that I didn't make. On 2 people that are most likely not going to get anywhere. But yeah, so anyway, where was I? Exactly. I feel like I'm recording this for a YouTube video. Oh, see who's on the draw too. And he was too, but he had the ace with the better kicker, so good for him. He had the cards we were missing, or one of them. Anyway, no, I needed. Yeah, he had my jack. One of them, one of the 3. So the goals, if you were to go to the blog, I basically I threw up the stakes in the way I want to work it. The way this is going to work is between $0 and $176. I think that's what I put. No, I'm sorry. 100 and I totally forget. Friggin' balls. I'm actually going to pull it up right now and see what happens. Poker Oscopian. The way I did it, between $0 and $175 on my bankroll, I'll be playing $1 games. Between 176, 329, 5, 330, 659, 10, 660, and 1649, 25, and above that, who knows? Maybe I'll switch over to cash games. And at the end of each of these stakes, I will be grabbing, if I get to another stake, hopefully, I will be grabbing my ROI, recording it, and then starting over again, with the new stake. And then if I get to the next stake, record that ROI. Otherwise, if I hit 1,000 games first, I'll record the ROI at that point, just to start looking at an accurate return on investment. Well, let's see. Do I do this or not? I gotta start playing some hands, but you know what? I got 1, 2. I got 2 very tight guys. 11 hands. He hasn't played 1. one guy who seems like he's going to turn into a tag shortly. He's very, very tight, very passive, but I find that between 10 and 20, 10 and 25 are usually the tags, not the rocks or nits. All right, so back to this. Yeah, see, so an ace, neither one probably has an ace. Maybe this guy does, but he was just checking a random hand he probably wouldn't have played otherwise. So, oh, no, he has something. That was a way over bet. Maybe because he thought he would have to overbet to get him off of anything, to make him definitely think it wasn't worth seeing. You never know. Maybe 8 thinks 5 is competent despite very loose and aggressive. And more than half hands, that's very loose aggressive for post flop. So anyway, the way I'm working this is that instead of just jumping to the next stake as soon as I have 50, because I'm starting with 100 big blinds of this, right? The moment I hit 50 big blinds of the next, plus 10 big blinds, that way I don't have to feel like, oh, I lost a game. Now, as soon as I lose one game in the next stake, I have to go right back down. No, I'm creating a buffer of 10 games, and that way I have that variance to stay within that stake and still say I'm at 50 big blinds, or big blinds, buy-ins, or whatever. But anyway, let's see. Back in the Air Force, I used to play on Absolute Poker, and I would generally play $10, $25, or $10 or $20 games. So that was 45 or 90 for first place. And on my Facebook album, I actually have a lot of screenshots of games and some stats from I think the original Hold'em manager I had, that show some short-term winning. The 2 tournaments. One I forget if I was at the final table and cashed a little bit on the second on-base tournament. But the first one I won out of 40 people, 5 tables. But because it was military, they couldn't do a cash game or gambling. So I won a Nintendo DS, so which was sort of funny. And the person I went heads up against was this asshole I dealt with in basic training, which was sort of funny. That we ended up, despite our separate paths, at the same base and playing poker. And my first sergeant, who was also a complete douchebag, to the point where he wasn't allowed to be in a room with a female by himself, but he was still allowed to have his job. You know, he was that kind of guy. Oh no, don't buy it, Feek. Don't do it. Don't be a dick. Oh man. I'm gonna have to go buy it. Please don't buy it. Fart, man. If you did, I'd be so sad. And if not, it's not like I built a huge empire, or my blog isn't very well known already, and I need that domain. I could just change the name. I just thought it was funny. Float the Turn. It's pretty well known, I guess. All right, I bet somebody's gonna call. I bet somebody will call this, and if not, I don't care. I had my aces cracked the first time, and you know what? Maybe one of these guys thinks, you know what? This guy just is a $1 game player, and he's gonna get out. I remember reading in some poker book about how somebody didn't, and yeah, it's fine. I know I didn't get value for that, but honestly, right now I don't care. I read, granted, this was a multi-table tournament live that this guy went all in early game. Somebody called him with queens or something ridiculous, with aces. They're like, how could you put your entire tournament life on the line with an all-in? Why would you even do that? And it was like, because he never planned to win the tournament with a pair of aces or doubling up, or that was never part of his strategy to get chips. And honestly, in that very moment just now, I really didn't feel like thinking about the hand. That sounds really like a bad reason to not play the aces. But anyway, so there's also a casino right off the base called Happy Days. It was newly refurnished or whatever, new owners, new management. Half was a restaurant and concert hall. The other half was this local casino. They only had limit, so I learned limit poker. Not a big fan. The regs there, all super calling stations, and calling stations in limit means a very slow freaking game. Um, in a lot of variants. So I've won a couple of high hands. Uh, I won one high hand, but I would go there for not their daily tournaments. They didn't have, daily tournaments, I don't think. Maybe it was only certain days or something. But I went to a lot of them, and I did pretty well. I took third one time because two people were just waiting for me to blind out. But we actually, me and this other guy, we held the record for the highest round of blinds they've ever reached. Because our game got to the point where we both were only at one blind each, or 1.2 and 1.3. Oh, that sucks. The one person that almost seems very, competent here stat-wise, tag. He's already, he made it with a 6. Maybe an ace comes out and screws him over. Nope. Nice save. So I'm logging in on my other screen to get that domain. Thank you for letting me know. If you didn't actually buy it, that it's available. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it didn't screw me over, but let's see. All right, we're at 20. M. I like to deal with them, not big blinds. Big blinds, I feel, is too. It doesn't, again, unless you get used to knowing how many times you go around and doing the math of all the different people. Because before I used the HUD, I found just M so much easier to rely on. And it gave me an idea of how much pressure I was under. Versus big blinds, you have to think about it more. Let's see. Manage domains. Register new. Vote the flop. And again, the name for this is actually a parody. It's, kind of thing. It's more of a, it'd help if I was in the text box. Floattheflop.com. It's more of a, it's just to be more humorous and more lighthearted, I guess. Now, I'm not going to talk for a moment, only because I'm using the microphone on my phone connected to a client software or app on my computer through a USB cable, because my HD mic is at my parents' house, not here. As far as I know, maybe it's in a box somewhere. So, one moment. And I gotta get my card out. Friggin' A. Let's see. Now let me just recite my credit card number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. Ah, shit, I said that out loud, didn't I? Hopefully you don't use that, because that would suck balls. So I've been with the fiance. I know this is turning into a small bio for this first video, but I don't care. With the fiance for 3 years now, just over 3 years, and we're probably getting married in the fall. I should probably look at the game, but you never know. Who knows? We're probably going down to Florida for the Halloween stuff that goes on down there. She's a big Halloween nut, her/our daughter. I'm not saying it doesn't feel weird to say that. It almost feels like I haven't deserved. All right, maybe I've deserved a little bit the right to call her my daughter, because it's from a previous relationship. But she's from a previous relationship. That even sounds bad. All right, yay. I've got floattheflop.com. Oh, no, there's a spelling error. Just kidding. Um, she's not, she still calls me Alex, but she knows my second name's Daddy, and that's more than amazingly fine with me. I've known her since she had just turned 3, just before she turned 3. She's gonna turn 4 in October, like I said, end of October, just a couple days away from Halloween. And yeah, it's pretty friggin' amazing, I think. I'm a very lucky guy. Ooh, I got some queens. Finally, a decent sort of hand. So the chat does look like it works. That's pretty awesome. Sort of. It says "sup man" in the chat window here, but it doesn't say. Hold on. Oh, there it is. So it's updated there. Interesting. Oh, you know why? Because there's a huge delay, and you only just said it. It's not that huge. It's been more than 6 minutes, but whatever. It's there. Okay, I should probably not lose this hand. So let's. I'm gonna go for it. Hopefully I get a fold. This fish isn't gonna. Oh, I did it high enough to get him off, and that's fine. Again, it's decent blinds at this level, 25-50. I don't mind winning it outright. I know we're gonna drop in. Oh, we're going up next next hand, and but that's fine. That's perfectly awesomely fine. Because all right, let's look at the players to the left. Huge fish. I know it's like cheesy that there's those little icons. I mean, I guess you have to update your software, but yeah. See, that's a real raise. This guy is very tight aggressive. We got a tight passive. Well, I say tight passive only in terms of pre-flop. He's probably everything he's played, he's called. Because he understands how loose this table is. So he's keeping the pots as small as he can. And again, these videos, the stream, the blog, it's all for my sake. It's, if anybody is in the same spot as myself and we can get better together, if you have any suggestions for play, any decisions that I made wrong, tell me. Let me know how bad I am. See, like this, I'm not going to go after the 100. And the reason is, like, my weakness is that I'll see this and be like, you know what, though? I'm going to raise them anyway. And there's no reason to be raising anyway. I need more discipline. I'm a very analytical person, but that's only when it comes to thinking about things, not about acting on them. Or my reactions are less analytical. I won't stop and give myself time to think. So back to Poker Agent. Poker Agent is an awesome software. And what I was doing before, when I was playing all these different games, the triple ups, the $5, well, I tried $5 a couple times, so if I was positive, the lowest, or I think I ended at losing 9 cents per hour. That was my ROI, not percentage, obviously, but in the end, that was my rate. Just because I went up and down, and I'd be like, I would get frustrated or distracted or wasn't in the mood, but I'm trying to quit that. But what I would do in the app is you could take notes, and instead of using the position and how many players there were, what I would do is in the notes, I would just put on each individual line the places that I got. First, I would add an X on each line for how many games I had been playing. Every time I went out in a game, I would replace the next X. And at the end, I'd hit the stop button, put in what I left with, or 1 overall. It would save the session, and my notes would be just a list of positions. But the problem is that didn't help me whatsoever in the sense of what, I guess you could say, what my errors were. And because, yeah, I can for a short time remember the errors of multiple games, but if I was making multiple errors amongst many games, I can't remember it. So in the software now, instead, I'll put a position, and then I'll give a description of all the good things and bad things I did, the things memorable. And I was hoping to use those notes to go back and look at reviewed hands. Nice little walk there. I'll take those blinds, thank you. There's enough people here for taking one set of blinds every so many hands is still a nice thing. You know, if it was hoping to get a walk. All right, so this guy, I'm going to do it. He's probably going to call anyway because he feels like he has to. He's going to be in a spot. Now, this is me gambling to hope. If his hand's marginal, then he's going to drop it. If it not even marginal, but you know, he's at 7.2. He wants to double up. He wants to really go all in at least 6, 5.5. Maybe he thinks he could, you know. Yeah, see, he risked it, that bastard. But he has a decent hand, so I'm gonna take one more stab at it. I mean, this is such a nope. Ooh. No. This sucks. I might suck really bad right here. Thank you. He was hoping for something. He was hoping for an overcard to take it back. Probably had like Jack 10. Probably had King Jack. You know, and he knows that he doesn't want to go all in, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you have to take those double barrels even in a sticky spot. So this guy calling passively, he's sort of loose. There would be 4 if we all, but I see he's now at 4.6. I don't trust that he's not going to go all in, especially if he has an ace. You never know. Here I could have grabbed a nut flush on the turn. They're all very passive. Well, except for, I'm sorry, I say that. And there's my nut flush. And my opponent's draw. Actually, hold on. Nope. So I got a straight and a flush on the turn. But, again, I wasn't closing the action. I was not ready to, I'm at 13.4. So right now I'm in 4th place, which isn't bad, especially with this guy about to go out. And now it's time to start thinking about what I want to do. Who do I want to target? I can target this guy. I mean, I can. I really want to target this guy, number 7 and 3, if he's back in the small blind again. Because again, every hand he's played, he's raised. He's out, so he's very passive and loose. So I'm gonna just call. Hopefully this guy, yep, he only doesn't raise because of that nice difference between the 39 and the 6. VPIP and PFR. Let's see what happens. If I get a king, 9's not a great kicker. But 7 will fold. You might even fold right now, shit. Yeah. Smart guy. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have 7s. He's a passive guy who's folding, so yeah, my king high is not good. This guy's got an overpair, maybe 8, or the 7, or even the 6, but he probably thinks he doesn't have the 7. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting spot. I don't think he's got a straight. I mean, he could, obviously, but I very much doubt it. Yep, he had the 7. And it was good to trust him, you know? I wasn't going to get a king, and the 9 was a blocker, so not that he knew that or I knew that, but you never know. So I'm in 12. Say you shouldn't call. This guy, again, could also go. He'd go all in, and I'm not going to call his all in with 10 queen when we're so close to getting under 7. Again, I'm going to get the flush on the turn again. Farts, man. Farts all day. The fiance is currently at work. I really don't want to stream with her here because that's weird. Why couldn't that 10 be on the flop here? All right, damn it. If like I was on the button, I would still play this hand. If I was folded to me. Yeah, see, god damn it. Because he would have done the min bet, I would have called for the flush draw. I would have gotten the 10 high. And this guy, number 6, Yep. See, he never ever, he always raises or folds. He's a very straightforward person. I seem very passive, but again, that's because you have to be more passive on that extremely loose table. Here I am, like, talking confidently, like I know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to lose 50 on an all-in. He's 3.9. I wonder what's going to take. If he's going to have to go under 3 to finally get to the point where he's ready to go all in. He's holding on for dear life. Maybe he thinks he's going to be able to survive this, getting past the blinds this one time, but he's going all in this round. I'm putting him all in. The fish is not going to be beating queens often. If they fold to me, I'm going to raise. Oh, shit, you dick. And he rarely raises. He's got me beat. And I don't want to lose 3 big blinds for queens. I mean, there's still 6 of us. Farts. I say farts a lot now. And poop. Now all right, it's not as good, obviously. I'm going to be ahead of 2 in most cases. And farts, man. He's got 25, so obviously, I really shouldn't be doing this. And this isn't the same case of shit. I'm doing what I know I shouldn't be doing. And there's ace. I don't think it's an ace, though. I think it's king something. It was a min raise. One of these guys, if they call, I got something. But we'll see what happens. Fold and a fold. He's not going to check raise me. Yeah. Thank you very much. Nice doing business with you. So, I mean, my first streams here, my first videos, I'll go over hands. What I really want to do is, and unfortunately I'm missing the first 2 games hands, because the 2 hands that I went out on the first game, and I know I'll talk about this in another video, when I actually go through my first 5 games, noteworthy hands for micros, like if those actually are noteworthy, aside from maybe 4 micro players, is I had, what did I have? I had aces, and they got cracked. And my problem was, it was on an extremely loose table. Super friggin' loose table. And I should have known better. I think I went out on 6th place. I should have known better. I was in the small blind? No, I was in the big blind. I was under the gun. I was under the gun. Or was I? Yeah, I was under the gun. I only raised min. It was 150 lines. I'm ahead of this guy right here. Like, by a lot. And I know, oh, man, this is tough. I'd go all in if I were him. I don't think he's got it. I think it's aces, but screw it. I got him beat half the time. Oh, and I got his 10s. I got his 10s. I have his 10s, and goodbye, sir. That was very marginal in terms of pairs. I wouldn't have done that with 9s. I say that. You don't know if that's true. So anyway, aces. I only min raise under the gun, thinking under the idea that somebody will raise me, even though it's a super loose table and I'm stupid. So button calls. Was it the button? Button or small blind calls. And yeah, it had to be the button at the time, maybe. They call, see a flop, king 8 and something else. King 8-4, I think it was. And unfortunately, I raise. He re-raises me. I react instead of think. Why is this guy raising? I should trust his raise. He's a huge fish. I'm a dummy. All right, this guy's a 6.1. Not the time to raise him. Especially him being aggressive, but he knows he's on the end, hoping this guy doesn't have much of anything, and I wouldn't hit that flop anyway. So again, I'm not results oriented, but it's still nice to know. I would have avoided this. So aces over pair to the king, hoping he has a king. I gave him the flop. I let him have the flop very cheaply, and he re-raised me, and I call him instantly, thinking he had a king, but he had no reason to raise. If he didn't think I'd call, or maybe he didn't think about it. Bottom line is, I let him find a set out of the eights. He had pocket eights, so I had him dominated originally. Hi. Sorry, I just set up two screens again, so I didn't see your chat question. Two screens are the extra information. Bovada being very anonymous and not being super popular in terms of Poker Tracker or Hold Manager 2, or Poker Tracker 4. Oh, this is a tough spot. Not tough, but it's on the button. And he calls a lot. It's very passive. I think I got him beat, so let's build the pot a little bit. He's very high. Maybe he was just... Ooh. Let's hope he doesn't have eights, but I gotta... Yeah, let's do that. See what he says. If he calls, he's got something, and I'm gonna get out of here soon. He doesn't. Works out. So because Bovada and Bodog, same place, you know, out of the United States, one's inside of the United States. They, let's see here. Let's just call. Again, he's very passive pre-flop. He's gonna take it. I have high. I'm gonna go for full value. He thinks he's got me. I doubt he has a straight or a set, but you know what? I'm putting him all in because let's see if Jack Ace. Oh, two pair. Smart man. And nothing. Wow. 3 Jack. What a damn it. I let him have it. If I'm still in, I'm not worried. So the way you do it is you get a thing called Bovada hand catcher. You can Google it. And it basically grabs the hands off Bovada as they come out because they don't save hands locally like Poker Stars or Absolute Poker. Is Absolute Poker still a thing? Full tilt those. So Hold Manager or Poker Tracker can't grab those hands easily locally and put the studs or the HUD stats up. And because they can't do that, you have to have this extra software that knows how to grab these hands while you're playing, save them somewhere, set it up under one of the networks. There's it says it's an iPoker network and converts the hands into iPoker format, and then Poker Tracker or Hold Manager are able to do their normal thing. There's an extra step for every table. It's never automatic. You actually have to do the table finder, drag it to the table, but it's still, you know, worthwhile. Being a U.S. player who can only play Bovada, and they're not a big target for the feds, so I'm not worried about losing this money that I was willing to lose anyway. That's how you have to do it. You get a 7-day free trial, which I just bought a year license just an hour ago. Sure, I'll check with my 3-7. And he thinks I don't think he has an ace. I think go to raise with an ace. So, but I'm gonna check, and he'll check if he doesn't have it. Yeah, he hasn't. So, maybe he doesn't. But again, he's pretty passive. So, yeah, you get a 7-day free trial of the hand catcher. Oh shit! And you get a 30-day trial of Hold Manager 2. I haven't bought the new license. Again, I have Hold Manager 1's full license, supposedly. That's what it says on the back end of their site when I go to my account. But yeah, I'll do that in a couple weeks, I guess. And that's how you do it. It's pretty straightforward. I'll actually show you here. This is the hand catcher. It actually shows you the. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? That stupid fish in Finding Nemo. Oh, where'd you go? Stop. See how you start it, you stop it. You install the HUD means that it installs the directories into the right places of the Hold Manager Poker Tracker installation folders. And then all you do is let's see if this popped out in front. Let me make sure I got my, Nikes, what did I do? What did I do? There we go. Let's get a set. Nope, not getting a set. Passive. One's passive, one's not. I only have 9 left. on the bubble. Not ready to do that with a pair of threes that didn't hit. I could lose this, and that'd be embarrassing for my first stream. Why isn't this working? Watch one of them go out. Oh man, if they build a pot and one of them goes out, I'll cry, because that'd be fucking hilarious. Yeah. On my second screen, Hold'em Manager's acting funny and I can't really show you it. I think it has something to do with the full screen over here. No, he had it. I'm getting to that point though. I need a good hand. I need to double up. Oh, here we go. So, the way it works is when... Oh, shit. Nope. When you have that, catching, you come into here under active session, you stop the HUD, you start the HUD, then you come down to Table Finder. Oh shit, almost made me do something. Table Finder, you make sure you have the right one selected, and then you click and drag and let go wherever the table is, and there you go. Bob's your uncle, and you have everything taken care of. I do play very passive, but I'm playing passively against very loose people who are mostly calling stations. So I'm not gonna, like right now, I'm just looking for a decent hand. I've only had 3 somewhat decent hands, and I can't bluff a fish, so what am I gonna do? I've made the mistake way too many times. See, even here, inside straight. I mean, I'm still at 8.1. I'm not worried. See that? He bet because he had a hand. They play so straightforward. Even this loose aggressive guy, he's very loose. But see, maybe I could get him off this. But do I want to waste it? See, I'm at 7.4 after, even before losing half a blind, so I'm really at 6.9. I'm honestly going to let him have it. I'm not going to leak this one little bit for him to raise me. Again, he doesn't usually raise, doesn't 3-bet, but I'm not ready to do that. See, now that we've raised blinds, or I'm really at like 3.5. Now I'm ready to do it. I'm gonna pull the gun, see what happens. This guy, nope. See, there's my steal. It's not a steal, because all I have to do is double up on one person, make him the bubble boy. That's all I gotta do. I didn't fold queens. Those weren't queens, dude. Look. What are you doing seeing queens? That was 8 queen, dude. Why would I fold queens? I wouldn't have. I would have gone all in. If I was willing to go all in there with 7s, I would have gone all in with queens. Even, it still would have been a flip. This guy's, he checks. I'll take the 3. He's got position on me. I doubt he has aces. So let's do that. And he's not going to raise, because he would have raised if he had ace. Well, maybe not. He would have checked, but if he re-raised me, I would have folded. 2-6, it's not even worth throwing away. You thought I had queens? I would not do that with queens. You're crazy, man. Granted, if somebody else was about to go out and this guy had a lot more chips than me, I would definitely not shove the queens. Even for the sake of trying to steal, it's just that one time and not, it's the bubble, so I could wait a few more hands and let the blinds go up and let the guy blind out. None of us have to play a hand, and the guy would still most likely go out. Just gotta wait for that our ICM winning percentages and stuff to work itself out on its own. Yep. See, he bets because he has a hand. Dude, he never slow plays. Ooh, this is a tough spot. I'm gonna limp because I think they're all gonna do it. This guy raises, he's gonna have something. And yeah, I didn't even touch the board. It'd be nice. You know, if I could isolate, it'd be great. But I'm afraid someone's gonna have a queen, and I can't bluff an ace. Maybe if somebody watch them do this. Watch them. Let me get a diamond, and I'll bet 200. And damn. Yeah, that sucks. Well, that sucks. It is what it is. I'm still in with 7. I have 3/4. Not 3/4. I have the less than half. I lost to what? 2s. That would have been embarrassing. Bubbled out on a pair of 2s. This guy down here. Yeah, there's too many players. If it was 3 of us, maybe I could have gotten him off the 2s. I'm pretty sure I would have got him off the 2s. But not worth it. Not worth it with 4 people. But anyway, I wonder if this is going to be the only game I do in this stream. And I wonder when I'll start multi-tabling. Because, I mean, I've multi-tabled a few times in the last week. And it's not that bad. I actually like multi-tabling more, only because, yeah, he's got something. He's got ace, king, ace, queen. High pair. Only because it lets me be less distracted. I have to be on my toes, ready to go. Again, see, this sucks. The fact that I have these 2 loose people, raising on them, you know, is not worth it. Unless I have aces or kings. Maybe ace, king. But, I mean, all it takes is missing a flop to just leak that money out. And I'm still an underdog. So one of them might just shove me with 7s. If they shove me, I probably want to fold because they have the edge. But there's so much money out there. I'm looking to get lucky on the bubble, and it's not. See, that sucks. Sometimes I get to the bubble and things are great. And sometimes I get to the bubble and things aren't great. It all depends on the type of table you play. And I think, like during the day especially, during the day I'm going to come across a lot of super tight tables because it takes forever to get into even a dollar game, which is sad. But that's because they have such a small market of the online poker business, Bovada. And here we go. Great speculative hand. He folds. Again, he doesn't want to leak anything. And I don't think he's going to have anything this hand. So I'm actually going to... I'm going to do 400. I know I might not like it. If he has a queen, he's not going to do it. If he does, he's going to fold if he doesn't have a queen. I mean, it's a very dry board otherwise. And jack, yeah. I don't even think he would like an open-ended straight draw. So, I mean, I'm surviving. Obviously, I'm doing something right. And all you got to do is survive. Let somebody else make the first mistake. I'm not going to leak 100 with 6-8 offsuit. On the button. See, I'm not getting hands. I had 1 pair of aces, and I wasted them. I really should have played the aces correctly. And that's where it seems like I'm passive. If I had those aces, I would have played them. I should have played them for value. I would have had a lead. And when I have a chip lead, dude, I wreck people. I mercilessly make them feel bad about themselves, and don't let them play hands half the time. And I have a natural or decent understanding of when I can get away with bullying, and that's great. Sometimes I get that chance, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll double up here on a flop or on the bubble, and mercilessly, make the other 2 pay to the point, and slowly to the point where they don't realize that I got the lead, and let that slowly grow to the point where I'm not that afraid of going all in. And you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Fold, another fold, yeah, another fold. What a dumbass. And see, I trust 6 to go out with nothing, but I don't trust this guy. He's got 3.7. He's more aggressive than me. But now I have an inside straight draw and a pair. And I think I'm going to make a small bet. to possibly scare him. It sucks. I'm just going to do a min bet. He'll call it. He won't. And, yep, there we go. Good job. I didn't want to waste the money. Well, why are you showing me this? You didn't prove anything, dude. You didn't prove anything. I love it when they show hands. And it's like, hey, look what I had. I was hoping for one of 4 cards this entire time. Now, I might be ahead of this guy. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to keep it small. I'm going to pot control. And if I hit the flop, I'll go at it. There's 2 high cards on there. He might have just one of them he'll play, but he hasn't. So let's do the same thing we did there, because again, I hit on the turn. And make it a little bigger so he can call me. And he's done again. Wowzers. Yeah, like I said, he's a big fish. And he shows me. He's like, hey, look, I had a fly. Now, the settings in Bovada are interesting. They don't let you show a single card by default. You have to enable the ability to show a single card. So if I'm the last one to fold, you'll see these 2 little arrows to the sides of the 6 and the 10. But, and I say but, if you don't, if you hit one of them, it folds you automatically. So don't think that you have to select it first and then hit fold, or you can then have the choice to fold or not fold by like highlighting one. It automatically, these buttons end up being fold buttons as well. It just chooses which one you show and which one you don't. So let's reassess the situation. I'm in second place, M-wise, 13, 2, 12, 11, 8, which is great. I'm pretty much in the money, not guaranteed, obviously, because you have these 2 guys. They're less passive. They're more passive than... I'm actually the most aggressive person at the table. You say I play too passively, but that's what it is. It's aggression. I'm not in hands often enough to act on that aggression, and it seems I'm passive. I'm passive at pre-flop, but that's, you know, also known as being tight. So he's going to check. If he raises, he has something. He has something. I'm going to let him have it. Yep. He had me beat. I mean, suited to an ace. Granted, he knew I most likely had me beat. And I'm receiving a phone call. I don't know how this is going to work on Twitch. Hello. Hey. Hi. I'm twitching.
What's going on?
I'm twitching right now, and because I'm using my phone as a mic, I don't know if you're being picked up and broadcast or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep. Almost done with the game. There's 4 people left, including myself. And yeah.
Okay, I'll be home soon.
Okay. Love you.
I love you.
I love you more. It's gonna be cool to look back and see if this actually worked.
Yeah. Okay, bye. So that's pretty interesting. If you're in the chat and you want to let me know if you heard that or not, that'd be great. All right, so again, blinds jumped. These guys, 3.9 at 5.2. Again, what you find in these super loose tables, people hold on to the bubble and they let themselves get blinded out so often. That's one reason I'm not worrying. I'm not putting myself at risk unless I get in a situation I can, just help secure myself a little more. I'm not surprised if it goes all in right here. Nuts, yep, see? And I'm folding. And I'll show him. I like to show when I, have an abysmal hand. I don't know why. It's like, hey. Now he has 2.9 again. If he goes all in, I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually call him. No, I'm not. It's the button. He could have 6s, 7s. Easy. It's way... I almost didn't play tight enough on the call. That would have been embarrassing as shit. I still got him beat. 5. His fishiness is working. And that's the thing. The variance, looseness gets you into the table. When 8 out of 9 people are super loose, 2 out of 3 of the people that get paid off are going to be loose. It's just a matter of ratios and the the money getting thrown around and piled up to the point where you're giving power to a fish. And there's not necessarily fear, but there's a lot of fold equity. They get a hand. You get, let's say you get on a flop, you accidentally bluff him. He pulls a high pair on the turn, and you're out of the hand because you have to trust it. See, like he's just waiting for cards, and he's going to get them a lot of times. It sucks donkey balls, but that's just the way it goes. And he's thinking about all in. I can't call. He's abusing me because I have these two loosey gooseys on my left, and I'm on his left, and that just sucks for me position wise. He's not going to go all in here. Yep. He's going to let me leak to this guy. I'm most likely not going to have anything against him, so I'm not going to leak that either. I'm going to keep my abysmal little lead on top of 3 instead of throw it away and tie him. Not that it matters right now. Thank goodness. All in. Raise. He doesn't call. Wow. I wonder if they would have called on an all-in. Maybe, maybe not. You never know. And now the antes are going. I didn't even notice the antes are up before. I didn't even look at the total pot yet. Again, I'm concentrating on M, which includes the antes. But if I realized the antes were there, I would have realized it would be more, not more worth the steal. Obviously, it's more worth the steal. But he was going to call because we're all in it, or fold like he was before. And neither of these guys have anything, but there's a lot in the pile. So I bet a nice chunk. And unless one has a 3, they're not going to do it. I'm here in the big blind. I could have a 3. And I checked. Pull it down. Yep. More than half of first. King Jack, pretty good hand. Not going to, if he has, yeah, you know what? He's going to call it. I most likely have the best hand. And I do. So let's bet relentlessly. Let's not make it the biggest pot. You know what? Let's do it. Let's actually make it the biggest pot. I don't think he has king queen. He would have called it either way, regardless what he had. He has a flush draw, but you know what? I doubt he's on the flush draw. And if he is, you know, I'm out in the bubble. Wow, he got scared. Works for F. Even though, you know, I mean, sure, you semi-bluff a draw, but I don't know what he's thinking. So, again, to you, Mr. CR Fusion, if that's how you say your name. Call me too passive. Ha. Maybe I'm learning how to play $1 sit and goes. Maybe I'm doing it. Maybe I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing. But it's working. So I'm pretty sure that these guys are about to get super blinded out. I'm pretty sure, you know, we've got 5 minutes left. I might abuse this once we get down to the bottom, depending on who's going to get the blinds. I might throw my time bank in. Does play, so that's good. He's not going all in yet, unless he's got a hand worthwhile, and he does. Not worth calling. I'm sorry. I will lose 3 and keep my lead. Yeah. I'm not going to lose that lead like that. Ace King, I'd call. But even then, it could be jacks, and he still has the edge. I'd really rather just have the higher pair. Or a higher pair. Hoping he has 7s, and that's the battle. We're battling instead of, you know, a regular coin flip. I mean, the extra chips aren't worth it to me. I mean, we got us 2 here that are most likely going to cash, but these 2 guys, I'm not worried about the antes, especially with only 4 players, and the antes are pretty small. Well, yeah, they're like, what, 25, I think? They'll be 40 next round, but that's about it. Here we go. I think he's all in. Let's see. He's got the queen. He's got the queen with the higher kicker, and it's actually split. Fucking A, dude. But that's fine. It's like nothing happened. Rather that be the case than the small stack, the double up. That's actually a lot better off, thinking of it that way. Gotta think positive, realistic, and positive. Let's see here. So he's at 3. He's ready for an all-in. Again, my old self would want to call with King 10. He's smart enough to get out because there's too many people. There's 2 of us still left to go. I probably have a better hand, but he could have King Jack. And he's aggressive. Let's let him get it. Let him get it. He's going to bet. I'm not worried. Let's see if... ooh, bad card. But you know what? Let's scare him off. He's not going to call it, dude. He has it. I'm still in. Maybe he has king. Yes. Thank you. He probably had the king. He doesn't show. It's funny. Except for that one time when he's like, I want to let you know I had king 5. Ah, damn. That was a little scary. And, you know, when he calls, you don't know. You don't know if he's still on a draw or if he already has it. But more times than not, he doesn't. And therefore, it's still worth doing. And again, at that point, especially now, that wouldn't matter. I'd call him with almost anything. Now I could actually start abusing this. Even though, see, you can't, you can. There's no point to get too aggressive. I probably have the best hand right here. Yeah, I don't want to say probably. I might have the best hand. And he'll probably go out. Yep. And he will call or go out. The 2 options. He's not going to raise me. Ooh. I have the jacket as a high card. He's going to go all in and hope for the best. He might have the ace of hearts, the king of hearts. And I'll be down to 5. You could have it, big guy. That's fine. You could scare me off. I'll allow it. Because again, look what he has now versus what he would have had if I called. And he had just a simple higher card. Probably watch it be like ace of hearts and a 9 of clubs, and I'm just screwed if a heart comes out. And I didn't have anything, so fudge, man. Fudgesicles. This stream, in the terms of talking, is ending up a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I never found a time to not talk. Hello, FICO wins. Where did you get the player HUD? How does it work? All right, I already explained it a little while ago, but I'll explain it again for you because you're a good dude. So the way it works, Poker Tracker 4 and Hold'em Manager 2 do not, or you know, they don't consider Bravado / Bodog a major contender in the online poker world. Thank you. Please bust the bubble. 8s hold up. 8s hold up. They're gonna hold up. Hell yeah. All right. Thank you. Final. Well, this doesn't really matter. So, all right. So because of that, and because they went and switched over to a fully anonymous site where all the hands are hosted online versus saved locally, they can't be, you know what? He's going to fold that bet because he knows 3 is going to go out soon. Yeah. Thank you. So you have to get the software, which actually, you know what? If he folds, and he goes all in. We should all call. He's going to check. Let's see what happens. I have a 2. The other guy might have a 10. If he matches a 10 and 4, there's no point in saying I got this yet. Let's check it down. Yeah, you know, screw it. We'll see who wins. Yeah, he got the queen. And he lost to the queen. I'll show. I don't care. Yay! And I'm still in the lead. Sorry to get off track. I am not in Austin. We did hear that. How does it work? I love you. I'll be on 6th. I don't know what you're talking about. So, because of that being the way it works, you know, I have the 8. I checked. Fold. I don't know how my voice is syncing with this, so it might sound like I said that after the fact. I said it before the fact because I knew magically that he would fold. Here, I want to put this guy all in. So at 1.2 he has to call, and if he doesn't, he's being big fish he is. So you get this software, and I'll show you again. It's called Bovada Card Catcher. You could just Google that, and it knows how to grab the hands live off of the software. And because of that, you know what? Let's do that one more time, but we're gonna min raise this time. Yeah, it's gonna fold. So I'm just stealing the blinds. And it knows how to do that. The problem is that now you have to convert them into something that the two big things, Poker Tracker, Hold'em Manager, know how to convert into usable hands. So it converts them into usable hands and puts them into a folder. And then it actually, if you hit one of the two buttons there, he probably has the jack. He might have the 9, and I have a bad kicker. So you'll see it has install HUD here, install HUD here for the two. It creates a directory. It adds it to the Poker Tracker Hold'em Manager. Yeah, let's put them all in. Let's do it. You have to. Oh my God, this is how bad it is. It sets it up for you a little bit. Now the problem with this HUD, and like I mentioned before also, is that there's a little thing you have to do. Now let's look at this hand, and we won. All right, we got second place / first place. You have to stop the HUD. You have to start it. Then you have to go to Table Finder for every single one because it doesn't recognize Bovada. Yeesh. Yeah, that. Then you have to drag this over for Table Finder to the right table to put the HUD up on every table you play. But you know what? That's just the way it is. He's not going to be aggressive pre-flop unless he has something, so I'm going to raise. And he calls, and I have it. Not playing, slow playing you. Let's play half pot. Gonna fold. Maybe call. I dare to call. Maybe he thinks I'm bluffing. Not bluffing you, my friend. So you do that. It gives you the HUD. Problem is, for cash games, you only have the people that you've tracked the hands for in that one table. Because there's no names, it only uses player numbers just on the table, like player 1, player 6. And that sucks, right? But you sit there long enough, the stats actually start meaning something. And, you know, if somebody's playing 80 hands out of 20, you know that he's a fish. You know, you don't have to say, oh, it's not accurate enough because I don't have 1,000 hands. And yeah, it works out in that regard, especially if you're playing micro stakes. And, you know, other people, no one else has a HUD that can keep track of players across tables and across games. So there's no gigantic disadvantage. He's at 6.9. He's not going to go all in. Oh, he did. What a dick bag. At 40%, there's already so much in there. I sort of have to. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Straight draw. 23%. 0. Damn it. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. Again, you can see he went all in with King 10. So we now know he's going to tighten up because he's waiting for me to make a blunder. But we're just waiting for a decent hand. Just do a min raise because the blinds are pretty high. And that's going to scare him off. He doesn't want to get invested. We're going to slowly climb up, probably up to about 7 before he starts getting crazy again. Ace 2. He's going to raise. No. Yeah, see, he's really scared of me coming back at him. That's fine. The fiance's home. I heard the door. Doodly-doo. So, yeah, so I mentioned a long time ago and got off the fact. This overlay, this here, the way the screen looks, with the chat window and everything else, I've set it up before. Before they had these cool overlay websites that do that for you and put it all in, and you just add a website that takes care of all this for you. I could get the blind from them. Let's try with 4-9. I'm not. Oh. Okay. And the fiance's home. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. He's got something. He's got a 10 raise. Oh, hello, Placino. Holy crap, dude! I haven't seen you Steam forever. Hello. What happening? Playing poker instead of video games. Marianne, on the other hand, still plays video games, and she's almost done with Doom. Marianne. She wants to change her gamer tag, if you recall what her name was on here. And you know, if you're on my page, you could see all these different pictures of us and stuff from a while ago. So he doesn't have anything, I don't think. But let's actually make it a big one. And you know what? I'll go all in on the next hand. He doesn't think. Ooh, he called. And he'll call the next one too. Oh man, I think I'm going on a second. Oh, I got the flush. But, you know, I'll go out in a second. At this point, he might be afraid I have that flush and was waiting for it. And he was. Booyah. And now I'm almost even with him. So yeah, we moved and we're looking for a house. I had to get my credit up to meet the VA loan standards, so that's taken a few months. But yeah, I'm concentrating on poker. So while she plays video games, I play poker over my phone onto the computer. And yeah, we just set up the original Xbox we bought. Xbox One was bought from a guy who was in the Navy and he was going off on a submarine. And so we had to get rid of his Xbox. We got a great deal on it. And because of that, and we shortly found out soon after that the Xbox camera was not that great. We couldn't really use it anyway at the time. So we were using a web camera, we were using XSplit, we were doing it all, computer streaming. And, but now, you know, we don't have the webcam set up. I have my second screen on the TV and my speaker set up through the TV. All right, does he have a pair or not? Sixes are not worth it. I don't need a double up on a low pair. So, yeah, I figured, you know, I really want to have a little more accountability in terms of playing with a little more discipline. So I set up a blog. I set up this stream to now be more poker stream. I don't know if my phone mic picks her up on the other side of the room, but she's making fun of me. Yeah, so I'm going to be playing poker on here. And I'll be doing hand analysis from highlights and videos on YouTube. Yeah, let's raise it up just a min because it's a nice big thing and it's got a speculative hand. He doesn't have a pair. If he had a pair, he would call or he'd go all in. Yeah, see, he only had overcards with that. Probably a king 9 or queen 9. Ooh, nice. So we're just about even with this guy. I do like heads-up poker. I would never play just heads-up poker like some people specialize in, but it adds a nice variety to the whole thing. It's funny. I get the same hand a second time, and the blinds go up. So let's raise it. I probably have the best hand, even if it has an ace. It's a nice coin flip. And we're so even, he's not going to want to do anything. And like I said, here, I wasn't worried about before because, you know, he doubled up, but I wasn't going to go out on a bad hand. But how are you, dude? How does the audio sound? I asked somebody before, but no one said anything. Because, again, I'm using my phone through a microphone app and client software. I have an ace. He's not going to be too happy to call. Even though, you know, antes are ooh, he has a higher kicker than me. He's waiting. What a dick. So I'll let him have it. So I don't know if you play poker. If you play poker, you know, let me know. Eventually, you know, if there's enough poker playing followers, we'll start a home league. You know what? He's going all in like this, and we're only at 8 and 7M. I think he's loosening up crazy because he's tired of waiting. He's impatient. And Marianne's just sitting here watching me stream. So I'm going to fold out these speculative hands. I said the other day I was going to do this when she was here. But now she's here. But that's fine. Hi. How was work?
Okay.
Just good? Okay. I think he's being passive again. You know, he was hoping for something. He's not going to go all in. Yeah. I'm having a lot of good guesses here and knowing what people are going to do. Again, I don't know how synced the audio is because, you know, it's got my voice has to go through the phone to the computer and everything else. So it's probably a couple seconds off with my actions, but that's fine because it's poker. So where the extra guards X is on the overlay, I'm going to move that and put the web camera where that is. That's actually where I had it originally, but don't have the webcam set up, so. Come on, let's play a hand. Let me get some good cards and call a bluff on your part. No, don't want to throw away 500 just for the antes. Antes aren't big enough. Sure, they're great, but what are you going to do? Oh. Here's a decent hand. I'd go all in on this. You know, I'll do the same thing I did before. You know, same exact thing. I don't want him to get wiser. And I think I got this. So let's do a half bet and either take a lead. You know, he might have jacks. I might go out second here, and that's fine. We're going to get ourselves all in by the end of this to showdown. Yeah. Or he's going to let us have it because he's afraid. He doesn't have anything, didn't hit his... he probably hit us straight on the peak, the rabbit hole there. Not a time to get fancy yet. Now he knows he's being dominated again. This heads up is taking forever. I'm in first place. I have 9 people. There's only 2 of us left. And we're fighting it out. You gonna play something, or are you tired?
I'm tired. I got work tomorrow.
What time you going now?
To be there at 11, I think.
Yeah. I'll go all in here. If he is gonna raise. I know I raised more than before, but that's just to give him a little extra pressure and hope maybe induce the all in with a weaker hand. 6-2. Ooh. So I'm gonna pretend like I don't have anything. Only because he's not super aggressive. But you know what? I really don't. I'm gonna bet he's not gonna have a 2 pair. You know, I was gonna get him anyway, so I was gonna hope that he made a mistake. He might have been waiting for a diamond, and I could have gotten him the call, but I think it would have just been out earlier. So again, let's stick to the 3 times that we were doing before, because the blinds are gonna go up in 5 minutes. And when I get closer to that, I'll use my time bank. Make him wish that he never lost the lead again. Make him cry. Babe. I love you. Another decent hand. Even if he has an ace or king, I mean, it goes all in. That's fine, because we still have a lead. And, yeah, I'll call. Here's the ace. And I have the lead. No ace. Oh, 100%. Took first. Good game. Good game, everybody. Good game. So, that's it. I'll leave it at that. A nice first poker stream. Aside from the failed one I tried last night. And, yeah. Thanks for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that said anything in the chat, and anybody else that came by. And I think I might throw this up on YouTube. I have to reorganize all my videos and playlists, but whatever. Okie dokie. See you later. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, which is facebook.com/extraguardsx. YouTube is youtube.com/regardsgiveaway. You know, it's all there in the top left corner, but I don't know if you could see it because it's such a small text on that overlay. But anyway, have a good day, everybody. Good night, and